Hey, how's it going, guys? It's me, Cheap Charlie. I usually don't come on camera, but might be changing things up and going on camera more in the future. If you've never seen me, watch my vlogs. Here I am. That's what I look like. So I'm thinking a little philosophical today, and kind of thinking like what it means to be a Cheap Charlie. You know, like, I don't know, I didn't really just choose that name because it sounded cool, which I think it does. But at the time I started the channel, I was totally broke, and I was living in Thailand. You know, I was just living on about $500 per month, and wasn't making much, so why not call myself a Cheap Charlie? And that's what I was. You know, but at the time, like, then later I started to make some money on YouTube. I wasn't really a Cheap Charlie anymore, and that's pretty much been the present state of affairs since then. But prior to you know, while I wasn't making much money, man, I was really having a good time. Like, I was really enjoying life, and it was like adventurous. It was difficult. Sometimes it was hard and uncomfortable living that lifestyle. You know, I got a lot of vlogs still up on this channel back from those days. You can go check it out. But it was a lot of good time. And I had other times in my life where, you know, my life has pretty much been like, let me give you a little background story. I really am a Cheap Charlie. I never had a cell phone, a smartphone, until 2018, my very first smartphone. It's not that I couldn't afford one, I just didn't want one. You know, I didn't have a smartphone, and I never had a driver's license, and I never drove a car. I had never had a car in my entire life. I've always just lived my own lifestyle, my own way, you know, very different from most people in the West. And it's not that like I always haven't had money. Like, sometimes I've had money, sometimes I've been broke. You know, I've always been a digital nomad, and I've always made money in different ways. And you know, sometimes those ways had a good 2-3 year run. I was doing pretty good. I could afford to travel a lot. Other times I was pretty much just broke and living out here. Not out here actually literally, but in America, just stuck in America. I've never been homeless. But so yeah, why I'm making this video is kind of a more philosophical, musing type video. Like, you know, at least for me, I guess everybody's different, but since this vlog and video is about me, I can only speak for myself. I've had it seems like my best times, a lot of my, I don't want to say the best, but like, there's something to, like, when you don't have a lot of money, and you know, like, I don't know, life is just more like adventurous. I don't know how to say it. Like, if you're spending a lot of money, you got a beautiful condo or house, and you know, everything is just, you're laid out, it's like life is just boring, in my opinion. Like in the early 20th century, there used to be this term called gilded cage. And basically, I think even a lot of us, we don't have a lot of money in the West, we're all in gilded cages right now. We're not really having an adventurous life. You know, back then, that was, say, in the 1910s, 1920s, and there weren't many people living in, like, say, like the suburbs. You know, like, those were the rich people, like in Long Island, big houses. They had gilded cages, whereas everybody else either lived in the city, or they lived out in the country and farmed and did you know, timber and lumberjack and that kind of stuff. So, but nowadays, pretty much everybody lives in that kind of environment, this gilded cage environment. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I'm a Cheap Charlie, and that's who I am, and I'll probably be that way for life, you know. And like when I have times like where I was starting to make some good money and I was spending it, you know, I got a nice condo in Thailand, this and that, and I don't know, I just seem to enjoy myself more when I didn't have much money. That sounds weird. Like, the things that you can buy with that money, I mean, I'll tell you this, there are, like, you do need a certain comfort level. I mean, sometimes it's just a pain in the ass to be, you know, live a very cheap lifestyle. I mean, there are times when you need some luxuries and some comfort, but I gotta say, comfort's also overrated too. I mean, so you do need a baseline, I think, of comfort, but you know, I really don't know, like, what happens if I make a lot of money in the future? Like, let's say, you know, this channel is not doing very well. It's a long story, but you know, I'm not making much money on this channel anymore, but I used to do pretty good on this channel. But let's say, you know, I'm gonna start traveling again, daily vlogging, travel vlogging. Let's say it takes off. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that money, because I wanna travel cheap. I wanna travel like $40 per day, which isn't a lot of money in the world today. You know, I'm gonna be going to places like Brazil and And now if you're living somewhere, yeah, $40 is a lot, like for Thailand per day. But that's living is different than traveling. Traveling, you're taking buses and planes, and you're eating out every meal. You're staying in hotels and hostels. So I might even bring a tent with me or something, and not like I sleep in a tent all the time, but I can sleep a few days a week or something on a tent. You know, having a tent with you traveling is actually, you can access nice places that like might only be really expensive hotels, but you find a place to camp. But yeah, I want to travel the world for like $40 per day. I want to travel the world in Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, Egypt, Turkey. I mean, wherever. India. I really want to go to India for years. So it's not easy to travel right now with the current pandemic, and it doesn't seem like it's getting better. But there's still a lot of places I could go to right now. I mean, right off the top of you got a lot of Latin America is wide open right now. I don't know if it'll remain that way, but you know, I want to do a lot of traveling, but I want to stick to like a very cheap budget. That'll be a big topic of my videos, my vlogs, you know, how much money I spend every day and what I spend it on and that kind of stuff, and how I travel cheaply. But I don't want to go into like the big budget bracket, you know, like where I'm spending like, you know, staying at $50 per night hotels, which I know that doesn't sound like a lot for America. That's a motel, but in poorer countries, you know, that's usually a very nice hotel. I want to stick to the cheap Charlie lifestyle. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, maybe I'll just give money away or something to, you know, like when I travel, I always come across people like hard, you know, down on their luck and asking for a handout or something. And I don't know, but yeah, I'm a cheap Charlie for life. You know, it's who I am, and it's who I'm gonna be. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. I'm gonna be daily travel vlogging soon. So you know, if you subscribe to my channel or something, or you lost touch, like this has been a rough year for everybody. It's been a rough year for me, and the vlogs started last year, and I'm gonna be daily travel vlogging, but I'm also gonna be sharing my life with you guys. And that's what I've kind of been doing on my other channel, my live channel. I got a few different channels now, but I'm gonna be go back to putting most of my videos on this channel, the Cheap Charlie Chronicles, or all of them, most of them, and yeah, try to do a daily travel vlog every day. You know, take you guys with me wherever I go. So yeah, welcome back to the Cheap Charlie Chronicles. Hope you guys like this, and peace out. See you next time, my dudes.